attempting to date again since 2019. I think 2017 I decided to reinvest in my dating life, and it has been a roller coaster ride of nonsense.
She legit thought that the dinner and a movie and the other two outings were dates were outings.
So you refuse to just be honest with me out of fear that you lose the perks of the friendship and of the work husband that you gained to me. You didn't have enough faith that maybe if you said no, things might have returned to normal. I don't want to be friends with somebody that's that selfish.
The norm, as they say, that the guy is supposed to dig the girl more so than the girl is supposed to dig the guy. This is from what I heard, but
really, I disagree.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
Hey! that sounded kind of weird. What's up, guys?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, sorry. Welcome. It's been a long haul and a long wait, it feels like, that we've been taking like a long vacation.
Our last episode was October 17th. It is now December 3rd.
We have taken a very long vacation.
We have done nothing. I've had no control over this. If I had it my way, I would have found somebody else to do episodes with.
We have taken a long vacation so that we can get ready for these next exciting topics and episodes for you guys. Anyway, welcome. My name is Joe with my a long-awaited, amazing partner.
Frustrated partner, Jason.
And you are listening to The Last of the Nice Guys. Again, I apologize on behalf, I guess it's my fault, which I seem to be getting...
I want to say it's 90% your fault. I
see the bullshit come to me in the past 3 months. It's actually been very hectic for me, life-wise, these past couple of months, which is probably the main reason why I've been in like hiatus mode. Yeah, and that's about it. But anyway,
I would pull out the world's smallest violin, but really in reality, it's just excuses.
I know.
If you want to do something, you'll find the time.
We can probably compare the world's smallest violin to the world's smallest dick, aka
yours.
Oh man, I just set that up for myself. You see,
yes, you did.
It's been 3 months, and I've been so off with my jokes and my comebacks.
Month and a half, probably 6 weeks. I think it's been 6 weeks. All right. Well, I'm hoping the audience accepts your apology. I don't accept it. I'm making it very clear. I hold you responsible since this podcast is and will be your idea. So just throwing that out there. So today's topic for the Last of the Nice Guys podcast, episode 7, it's mine, and it's no, I don't want to be your friend. Ask me a question.
When Jason pitched this topic to me and he told me about this, I actually the first thought in my head was like, I wonder if this recently happened to you.
That's all you ever do. You're always like, Jason.
Yeah,
it sounds like happened to you recently. Like,
I had to wonder because the whole friend zone thing, it's been like, a thing for years upon years for a lot of people. But
It's been a plague. It's a plague, especially for nice guys.
yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, and when you said that, just being that you are, can I say this on air?
Say what?
Is that safe to say
What?
that
What?
you're single? That you're single.
Ah,
He's gonna get in so much fucking trouble for this. I love it.
you know. You can say I'm spoken for. The reason why I don't fully subscribe to me being in a relationship or with the individual that I'm currently talking to is because there is a a few things lacking for me to take it seriously.
Right.
Intimacy is one of them, and time is another. So because
Really? Wow.
well, I mean, this is we're going off topic. She believes in saving herself for marriage and stuff like that, and I and
Oh,
and
one.
yeah, it's one of those, and not to say anything wrong with that. I've just known many women who have said this, and
Right.
all it takes is the right guy or the wrong guy or just throwing it out. And very few that I've ever met have ever actually committed to that in the end. So I don't put much stock or I don't know faith or I don't want to say I disrespect it, but I'm just saying that I don't. When I hear that, I roll my eyes. Like, okay, let's see how
Right.
long this will last.
So, AKA, you're pretty much single. All right. So then we can just put like
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. But I am whatever. That's the here and there. Eventually we'll get into this topic
Right.
when I actually have something to say. But right
Right.
now I'm still in the listen. I'm just going with the flow with this because sometimes it's great, but sometimes I can go days without speaking to her, and I can go a week or two without seeing her. I'm just like, this is not normal.
And then all of a sudden you guys see each other and meet up, and it's like not like you don't even.
Sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. So when it comes to what was the point of that anyway?
I no, because I've been, I mean, me and you talk on a regular basis. We always get on each other. We've been, friends for going on like almost 20 years now. So it's like we always try to keep in contact with what's going on in our lives, and I always try to keep in contact or get like an up to date thing with you, especially with your love life, because to me a lot
thereof
or lack thereof, a lot of it to me, I have to say, like, I love you, dude. I do. It's very comedic.
because you can't write this shit. That's why. Because the couple of stories I've told you, some of the things that have said to me, some of the things that I've even, and by the way, those who are listening, I've only shared like a fraction so far of the nonsense. Ever since I started attempting to date again, since 2019, I think 2017, I decided to reinvest in my dating life, and it has been a roller coaster ride of nonsense. I haven't met a straightforward woman yet. A real straightforward woman who knows what she wants. So,
he looked at the camera when he said that. I saw you. I saw your fucking face. Your eyes looked directly at the camera and said, "I have not met a straightforward woman once." Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what? He's absolutely right. He hasn't.
So to get back on topic, which we haven't even discussed, no, I don't want to be your friend. I actually had a conversation. It's funny. This topic was actually pre-arranged with Joe and I months ago. So it's funny that it's circling back around and it becomes relevant again. But it was pre-arranged months ago because it actually was inspired by a conversation I had on Snapchat with a girl. She's amazing. She's gorgeous. She's ridiculously out of my league. But I met her when I was doing an internship with a musical academy for little kids, and so we kept in contact. She moved away, unfortunately, but she's awesome. If I had a shot in heck, absolutely, but that's neither here nor there. But we had a conversation. I don't remember how we got into it, but it was that she said either she posted something or I posted something, basically where she said, you know, if I say let's be friends, that's not code for like try harder. I just I just want to be friends.
Right.
Why can't we be friends? And so I replied with why in the heck would a guy who is romantically interested in you want to be just friends?
Right.
I said that's a consolation prize. No guy in the right mind wants that. So she said, "Well, what's wrong?" She said, "What's wrong with being friends?" And I actually literally said, I wouldn't want to be your friend." Now we're speaking very general. I wouldn't want to be your friend because that was not what I initially was attracted to you for.
Right.
I said, so furthermore, I said, and I looked at it like this: if my intention with you is I want to date you, but you can reject me, but you still want to be friends, then I have the equal right to say, well, I don't want to be your friend. So why is it okay that a woman can reject a man romantically, but then a man can't reject a woman's friendship when that's not what he wanted to begin with?
Exactly.
That's where I am about this. No, I don't want to be your friend. And the thing is, though, is that the men are wrong for getting upset with the woman for rejecting them or not being interested in them, but then we're wrong for getting upset. We need to just let it go. But then if we choose, but if we say no, really not interested in the friendship, see you later, they get upset because of that. It doesn't make any sense.
It sounds like double standards.
There you go, double standard. It's a double standard. Okay, I don't see why women in any shape or form think that it's okay to be friends or to offer a friendship as a consolation prize to a man who, up front, legitimately wants a relationship or romance with you. That's not only wrong, in my opinion, it's like when you don't flat out reject a guy and say, get out of my face, it means you see enough traits in them that you want to keep them around. It's kind of inadvertently leading them on because you're saying, I don't like you like that, but let's be friends. Let me keep you around. And the guy, if most, I'm sorry, guys, who think like this, if we stay in their orbit long enough, maybe she'll fall for me. And that's how guys get led on. And by the way, we're wrong because when we feel led on because, no, I just said I want to be your friend, but let's go out on little friend dates and buy me food and, let's take photos together. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, that's overdoing it. That's taking advantage. That's so many fucked up things in one that it's hard for me to even like. I'd be here all night just naming the negative, the whole.
It's not smart. I would never want somebody as a friend that I know originally and only wanted me in a physical or a sexual or romantic way. That is so awkward. It's ridiculous.
It is awkward.
Want to have somebody around that it's an ego thing probably. Women like it. To be around a guy that wants you will probably fill a particular void for you, but you don't have to give up anything. You don't have to. You have it in your own mind saying, no, he may be taking me on a road trip, but we're just friends, and he knows we're just friends. But for a fact he's not doing this as a friend. He's doing this as a guy hoping you will see him as more than a friend, and you're letting him do this, and you're feigning ignorance when deep inside the guy likes you. He likes you. He told you he likes you. He accepted a friendship because he hopes that eventually he'll grow on you. Have relationships come out of friendships like that? Sure. Is that the norm? In my opinion, no. That's how guys get hurt.
100%. Yeah, 100% agree with you on that.
So to answer your question, yes, it all comes full circle because yes, it did happen fairly recently. I met a woman on Plenty of Fish. She is awesome. The first. Well, I mean, listen, the best stories come from POF, by the way. The best ones. POF is a cesspool of
crazy fucking stories.
Emotionally stunted, chip on their shoulders, scarred, bitter, petty women, and I love it.
No, yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
So I meet her. She has a daughter, lovely. The first time we meet, she drives into my area. We spend the weekend together, which is interesting. It was fun. I was like, wow, I like this girl. She's gorgeous. She's a lovely individual. I said, for whatever reason, me, I'm a sucker for kids. I'm good with kids, especially girls. I'm telling you, I because I want a baby girl, and so it was a connection, and she seemed to like me too. And excuse me, what I find funny is that I feel like I spent most of my weekend hanging out with her daughter than I did with her. And I even made that joke, but it was fun. I was able to tease her. We laughed. We didn't. It was nothing crazy. It was just like a meet and greet, kind of like, oh, cool. She spent the night. She took my room with her daughter. I slept in the couch. I was actually babysitting that weekend too, so it was really funny. I was juggling. Went to the pool. Spent like ridiculous amount of hours in the pool, but I found the love of pool. I never used to like going into water like that, pools, but I spent like literally like 3 hours getting soaked by her daughter while she like lounged in the sun. It was really funny. It's like she needed a break, and it was fun. And so when she left, I said, will I see you again? She said, yeah. But she did make a comment, that I should have picked up on. She's like, I think me and you are gonna end up being friends. And she said that when we were at the mall, and I thought that was her being catty because I had just said something very sarcastic to her, And I was like, okay, all right, maybe that's you saying, whatever. And that's how I am. I try not to read into words,
right?
Because you immediately get to the negative. So I thought she said that like kind of like, I said something really sarcastic, and then she's like, you know what? I think me and you're just gonna be friends. I was like, oh, and I looked at her and I said to her face, same thing. I said, honey, I'm not looking for a friend, just like that. But I was being sarcastic too. I was honest, but I was being just as catty because it was fun. It was a back and forth. It was a really fun banter, and that was it. It was fun, and so she had, I don't know if she had just gotten out of a relationship or she was still in a transition. So I had asked her, what are you doing at POF if you may or may not be ready? And she's like, I forget what her reason was. So we kind of lost touch for a few weeks because I was like, okay, well, she may not be ready. Let's flash forward, and we're talking again. It seems to be fun. I'm flirting. I'm being very, very flirtatious. I'm making it very clear I like you. I like you. I want to get to know you more. And
absolutely.
She apologized for disappearing. She's like, oh, stuff is going on, and she felt kind of embarrassed with the way her daughter acted with me that weekend, which is both positive and negative. Her daughter was very, 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 very affectionate with me, but also, had some moments, and which didn't matter. I'm used to it. My kids, kids and I babysitting. That little boy can be a train wreck, so I didn't take it any particular way. But her daughter did refer to me as something that kind of embarrassed her, and I thought it was just cute. I just thought it was something that was, fun. It was like,
what did she say? What did she say?
I'm not gonna say what she said.
Oh, you can't?
It's not that I can't.
You prefer not to?
It's not that, okay. What happened was, in the course, and again, it was fun. It was harmless, but she had called me daddy. Stop laughing. She called me daddy a couple of times. She called me poppy a couple of times. The girl in question probably like damn near fainted, right? I didn't take it like that.
Time.
Huh? Say it again.
She heard when the daughter called you that every single time. Like she heard this
every single time.
Wow.
Because she said, "Did she just call you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter," because I didn't take it as that. I took it as like just like uncle or close you know what I'm trying to say, like a term of endearment. I didn't actually literally take it as she thinks
that you're her father.
Exactly, or that I'm her father, or that I'm her new dad, kind of thing. I took it as something like, wow, you like me enough to call me something like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like homey, but I mean I know it might be sounding because
it does sound a little it could come off as embarrassing to the mother though.
To the mother, and she did, and I understand, and I told her it's cool. It's not as serious. I'm not taking it seriously. I think it's actually a term of endearment. It just means she likes me. I'm telling you this right now because it wasn't one of those like those cliche daddy, hug me, hold me. No. It was just something it was weird. It was weird. But it didn't throw me off. I was just like, yep, she has to like me. If you're gonna go that far, you have to like me. So I let it go, and so she said that was one of the reasons why she kind of disappeared. She was embarrassed. I said, don't be embarrassed. And then she's like, the second excuse, I'm so used to dealing with assholes that When a good guy comes, I don't know what to do.
Here.
Yes, that was the second excuse for why. And I kind of quelled that. And I was like, okay, we're back on track now. No. So here we go. I went off to, I think in between the podcasts, I went to Jamaica before the last. I went to Jamaica, guys. It was really fun. Redbone is in Jamaica. The ladies love Redbone in Jamaica. So I had gotten something for her and her daughter. Something sweet. You know, I said, listen, it was a surprise. I said, listen, let me know what the sizes are and bring you back something. Because, you know, I like you. I'm gonna do that, right? Maybe not. So I'm bringing her back something. I said, okay, when am I gonna see it to drop this off? So she actually comes down, not to see me necessarily. She was coming down again because she has some family stuff going on. And I gave her the stuff. I gave her, you know, I gave her daughter something, and it was cool. It was nice. I said, hey, do you remember me? So it's good stuff.
Right.
So flash forward, and oh my god, oh yeah, I'm still being flirtatious. This is me, and in the end, it finally prompts her to say, listen, you know, I'm not gonna come back and hang out like that. It's like I don't like you like that. I said I told you before, and so I responded with, no, you haven't actually. So you've literally never said those words to me exactly at all.
Right.
And she said, you know, but I told you I just want to be friends. And I said, well, that's great, but I told you I don't want any more female friends. I don't need any more female friends. I'm not. Right. I'm okay. I've had enough. I do have enough. If I'm gonna hang out, and when I repeated this to one of my close friends, she's like, well, why did she drive to come hang out with you? What was the point of that? I said, she's like, Jason, she has to like you because you don't just drive. I'm not talking about half an hour, Mr. Joe. She lives 2.5 hours away from me.
Jesus Christ!
This is not a around the block kind of thing.
It's like up from New York to fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah. So
it's wild.
When I explain, well, this is what she said. She's like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, oh, it doesn't make any sense either. But it is what it is. But the simple fact of the matter is, though, is that I don't want to be your friend. You know that was never the intention of what I was doing. I made it very clear what and who I was saying. So for you to continue to proceed to talk to me, to try and maintain a friendship or communication, why? I mean, you recognize I'm a good guy. You say yourself, whatever, but you don't want it on that level. Which it's cool. You're welcome to not feel. You can't control who you like and who likes you. But what I am saying though is, if the guy doesn't want to be your friend, he doesn't want to be your friend. It's not that he's bitter or that he's petty. It's that you have standards for who you want to date, and he may or may not have standards of who he wants to be friends with. The simple fact of the matter is, if he doesn't want to be your friend, that's okay. And I don't see where the stigma comes from, where women think that you're a piece of crap and you're an asshole because you don't want to be friends. And this happened before. Let's jump back into the past. I had a work friend, and we got close, and people got into my head. She's got to like you, dog, because whenever you're not here, she doesn't come around. And I did like her. I was attracted to her. So they convinced me to tell her how I feel. And yeah, pretty much. And what I did is I took a single rose, I duct taped it to a bag of Cheetos. It's an inside joke. It's really funny. Said, listen, this is what I feel. This is what I think you feel. What do you think? She says, can I think about it? And I looked at her and said, listen, in my experience, if a woman has to think about it, the answer is no. If you want to say no, it's okay. I gave her an out. She said, no, I want to think about it. I said, okay. Ask me how long it took. How long it took for her to answer me?
A year?
Well, no. Technically, she never willingly answered me. I had to drag it out of her. No. The very next day, she comes in as regular, doesn't address it, acts like a friend. Day after that, same thing. It was 2.5 weeks later that she's emailing me, hey, when are we going to lunch, whatever. And I emailed her back. I said, are we really going to do this? I said, I mean, you're really going to ignore what we discussed. And we finally got into it, and she made it very clear she never had any intention of ever answering me.
At all.
At all. She wanted things to go back to normal because she knew Had she rejected me, the friendship as it was, which was like a work husband, we went to lunch all the time. I paid every once in a while. Well, no, I paid more often than not. Who would contact me? We would hang out after work. I took her out on what I thought was what I thought was 3 dates, but it wasn't. It was 3 hangouts. You don't take your friend to iPick, which is dinner and a movie at the same time, where each movie ticket is $25. Okay, and then you eat dinner there.
So she legit thought that the dinner and a movie and the other 2 outings were dates were outings?
Because remember, we were just friends, and and this is what women do. They use that. I'm just his friend. This is normal. You know what I'm saying? He's just a nice guy, and this is what he wants to do for another friend. What the fuck?
This is the problem. This is these stories and these real life stories.
Wait, hold this point. So in the end, I drag it out of her. She's not interested. I said that's fine, and she wants to remain friends. And I said no.
You're good.
No, I didn't say no because of the rejection. Because we were friends first. I just grew into that. But I said to her, why would I want to be friends with somebody who's so selfish? They're willing to overlook someone else's feelings for their own comfortability. I said, you refuse to just be honest with me out of fear that you lose the perks of the friendship and of the work husband that you gained to me. You didn't have enough faith that maybe if you said no, things might have returned to normal. I don't want to be friends with somebody that's that selfish. I said, absolutely not. And I chose not to. And you know what? It bothered her for months. My dude, months.
As it should, man. Like,
no, but I don't care. It shouldn't bother you. But let it bother you in your own head. But don't go to other people and complain about it to the point where she went to one coworker and talked about it so intensely. That coworker felt compelled to call me that night and say, "Listen, she's hurting really bad. She didn't know that she hurt you. Blah 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 blah." And I responded with, "This is none of your business." I was mad. I said, "Two, she should not have spoken to you about it. You don't even know me like that."
Exactly.
So to be coming at me. I said, "I don't have anything to explain to you, but if you're her friend and you care about her, you should let her know to drop it. Let it go. Don't bring it up again because it's not worth it. It's not. If a guy likes you and you don't like him, you have that right. But he also has the equal right to say, you know what? Then I don't want you around. I don't need to be your friend. I don't want to contact you because for what? Why are you going to torture your heart? And that's assuming you have feelings for this video. Why are you going to torment your heart? You know, by keeping somebody you want to be with at an arm's length like this? What are you going to do? You're gonna watch them date some other person, watch them cry on your shoulders when guys hurt them? No.
That's what kind of awkward bullshit is that? Like, come on.
Exactly. So no. I don't want to be your friend, and I have that right.
And every guy has that right. And there are some guys out there who actually don't care, but at the same time, I kind of am worried about those type of guys that say they don't care. So,
well, you know what I'm saying? It depends. If they don't care because they hope that the girl eventually grow to like them, that's a shame. But if they don't care because, okay, whatever, I'll move on and I'll keep keep you around, but I'll do whatever. That's cool. But what I want to say to any of the gentlemen that are listening and some of the women, that it is okay for you to not accept a consolation prize of a friendship, whether you were friends with them first or you got to liking them, they didn't like you, and they offered a friendship afterwards. It's a consolation prize, and you don't have to accept it. Just to be a nice guy. Being a nice guy doesn't mean that you have to be a throw rug for a girl that you like or that you liked. That's why I'm bringing this up, because I used to be that guy, and I keep bringing it up because that's why I keep telling you guys I'm a former nice guy, because a lot of the tendencies and a lot of the ways that I've defined as a nice guy, I don't subscribe to anymore. But the old nice guy, Jason, yes. You don't like him? Cool. He'll still be your friend. And guess what? He's going to be the best friend you ever goddamn had. And you're going to compare him to other guys. And eventually you're going to see his worth and give him the shot that he deserves. Ask me how many times that concept has ever paid off for me.
How many times?
0. Mr. Joe, 0. I have never successfully turned a girl who said to me, "Nah, I don't like you, but let's be friends," into a relationship. Never. It's never happened. And I've been a great friend, or a work husband, or a what's that? Not a side boyfriend. What is it called?
A side piece.
No, not a side piece. Because side piece actually gets something. I don't know
Um,
what there's a term for it when you're like a pseudo when you're a pseudo boyfriend. You fill in that void until she meets somebody.
oh, I know what it is. It's called a bitch.
Sure, there you go, a duck. Yes. So I perfected that at one point several years ago, and it was a damn shame. It was a damn shame. So, that's just how I feel about it, and I felt compelled to talk about it, not necessarily because of the most recent example I gave, but because this is something that's been gnawing at me forever. Ever since I spoke to that friend or Snapchat crush or whatever you want to call her, that I just found it funny because she really said, "What's wrong with being friends?" And I said, "What's wrong with giving a guy a shot?" So, okay, well, you don't like him. Cool, well, you don't want to be your friend. We don't have
Right.
to be friends. It's not necessary to be friends.
Right.
And any woman who gives a guy a hard time for refusing to be your friend after you rejected him, it's an ego trip. You want him around because you know he will at the very least, even if he doesn't do like take you on and stuff, at least you'll have a guy around that's sweating you, that wants a piece of
Right.
you. Every girl out there, I don't care who you are, loves to know that you're wanted, but to
Yeah.
know it. There's one thing to walk by and a guy looks at you, but no, to have somebody in your circle that when you look at him, he's thinking about you in a different way.
This is a different concept. What you're just saying, a different concept, as opposed to when you're already in the relationship. Because
Right.
technically speaking, I have learned throughout the years that this is not going off topic, but along
Right.
with what you're saying, I'm kind of piggybacking what you're saying.
Piggyback.
If you are in a relationship and it is the norm, as they say, that the guy is supposed to dig the girl more so than the girl is supposed to dig the guy. This is from what I heard, but
Really,
I
I disagree.
this was a recent thing I read on Facebook where
Facebook is a lie.
yeah, I know. Conspiracy theories and news to me on Facebook are one and the same, and it's just fun for me to read because I don't believe in anything anymore in this world. So I look at it just for
So
pure.
would you say that you believe only what you can prove?
Pretty much, but what this article
That's an inside joke from another podcast.
yeah. But what this article just quickly said was that, like, statistically speaking, relationships work better. And again, I didn't write this. I don't fully agree with this. They said relationships work better when the guy is more in love with the woman as opposed to the woman being more in love with the guy. Because I'm saying this because you mentioned something where it's like, if you're in that phase of, I don't want to be your friend, I want something more, and the girl doesn't feel that way, it's kind of like similar to the point where you're more into her as opposed to her being more into you. But in that sense, you guys are not even in a relationship already.
No.
You're trying to get to a point of dating where it's her.
You want the opportunity, at least, to try, right?
So I find that to be a little bit, exactly. I find it to be a little bit, I find it to be a little bit weird, because even though they sound the same, they're not. They're completely different. And the whole thing of being in that, I feel like it's like what is that? What do they call it? The terminology for in between, you're in limbo. Like you're not really up there, you're not really down there, but you're in the middle because you don't know what the fuck is happening. Even though you completely gave the signs, gave the hints, even communication wise, just verbally said it, maybe even physically said it, but the girls is not. Maybe just popped your dick out and said, "Hey, this is how I feel."
Hey.
Catch the hints.
What do you say?
Exactly, catch the hint. But if she's not on that same page, and she is
and she metaphorically is well within her right not to be on the same page. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying you have to.
Right.
Give a shot that likes you. I'm just saying, let them off the hook.
No,
Don't
but
don't.
say it, though. Like, just say it. I know you of all people, you would have much more respect. And even though you would feel like shit, and I would feel the same way because me and you are very similar. If I was really digging a girl,
Mhm.
we were doing things leading up to the big question of, oh, okay, so is this a thing?
Right.
And when that day comes when you ask if it's a thing, and she's like, you know what, I was just thinking that, I don't want to take this any further. I much prefer to be your friend. Right. At that point, you have the right to say, well, you know what? I had this notion that we were going to be more, and I see you now as not a friend no more, but as something else, and
Yeah.
it's hard for me to be around you. So I don't think that's going to work out.
I don't even think you have to even go that far. You don't even have to explain why. If you don't want to, you don't like me, you don't want to date me, and okay, cool, you're cool peoples, but I don't want to be your friend. Simple as that. You don't have to go any further than that because it reminds me. Because it's funny because you just said, and I have another example. I brought it up. Remember I said I got rejected at the beach, date 4, right? Remember that? Remember what I said? She said to me the same thing. She's like, I talked to my friend. I think I'm over you. I think we'd be better off as friends. And she said, don't you agree? And I looked at her with a shit-eating grin, and I said, no, I don't agree. What are you talking about? Why are we here?
Right.
So, and I don't know if I ever gave the addendum to that story, but a couple of weeks passed by, and then she texts me. She's like, you can be a real asshole. And I said, well, that's a strange way of telling a guy that you miss him. She goes, well, yeah, I do. And I said, listen, I know where this is going, but I told you I can't be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
Exactly.
Okay. I said,
right.
I said, I don't want to be that guy. I said, I can't be that guy for you. I don't want to be that guy. I won't be that guy. Okay. It was great, take care. And, if we cross paths again, whatever, it was very amicable. But I made it very clear, yeah, you miss me, but you don't miss me because you have feelings for me. You miss me because I rewrote together back and forth for work for several months, sharing my car. You miss me because I took you out. You miss me because I made you feel special. You miss me because I came out of pocket to help you when you were financially struggling. That's what you miss. You miss all the bullets of what a relationship is without being in a relationship. You missed that sucker.
Absolutely.
Whether you saw me as like that or not. But the simple fact of the matter is that that's what you miss. That's not what I was offering. That's not what my intention was. Good, you got what you got out of me while I was trying. But the minute you made it clear, which is of course, coincidentally after you got back on your feet and you really didn't need me anymore. But when you made it clear, you just want to be friends. I made it clear that's not what any of this was for.
Exactly.
And if there was other guys you liked, you should have had somebody else prove themselves to you. What was I doing? Putting myself in that position as your friend. It's not the same thing.
No,
not friends like that are that close. I mean, especially when you knew from get-go, we're reaching contact, go out on a date with me. Boom, you knew what my intentions were. And it's very clear that I would say most women, unless they are blind, deaf, and dumb, they know what my intentions are with them up front.
Well, yeah, you got to be a real piece of shit and asshole if you don't recognize what's going on. Like,
exactly. I just recognize. When I say I make it clear, I verbalize my intentions, and I back them up with actions. You don't have to assume whether I like you or not. You're gonna know, through flirtation, through actual words. I might even just say it to you through action. You're gonna know, and there is gonna be no question in your mind. So if you engage in that, you're showing interest. But if you want to pretend like, oh, that's not what's going on here, well, what do you mean? What do you mean, really? We're all adults here. That's what I tell anybody. I said, listen, if you're not into me, it's cool. I always say the phrase, I said, I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I can.
Exactly.
Listen, okay, rejection is part of the game. It's what I say. If you're not willing to look foolish, you have no business trying to fall in love. That's how I feel. I mean this. Exactly. So whenever I put myself out there, I am fully aware that 9 out of 10 times I'm going to look foolish somehow. My job is to limit how foolish I look. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's it.
That is Jason's job. That's what any nice guy's job is to limit how foolish you look and make sure that you get, you put them in a position where they have to be out front with you so you don't feel strung along. You don't feel, because that is how that's why I'm able to bounce back faster now from failed relationships or failed dates or women who are interested, because I make sure that when it happens, I am the least foolish I can look at all possible. You know, that's it. That's one lesson I learned from the beach date girl, is
Exactly.
that nope, stop that. Stop reaching and hoping and thinking and whatever, because in the end I was dating her, she wasn't dating me. I just didn't know that. But had I put her in a position, or I downright said, listen, where are we at right now? Month one into sharing my car every single day. Are we going somewhere? Because I know you're going through something. You wanted to stop the romance, but
That whole story was crazy to me. That was
well,
fucking
it's a
wild.
crazy story, and you know what? I believe that had to happen because it fundamentally changed my interactions with women. I'm not a dick, but I'm no longer that nice guy, because it didn't pay off, and that nice guy got crushed.
Yeah. Well, you've been figuratively put backed into a corner, and
Yeah,
you're pretty much sick of it. And that's everybody has that breaking point with something when it comes to, if you're a breaking point happens when you just can't take it no more.
exactly.
And yeah, for you, it's like, well, I've been literally trying, and you can't even say you haven't tried. At
Yeah,
least you can sit here and be like, I have tried tooth and nail to do
yeah.
all these things for these women, and it just didn't work out. So you are
And I will admit that there's a good chance, no, not a good chance, there's a large chance that my stories and my situations is because I have a poor taste in women. I will admit that. I believe that in some cases, I have a poor taste in women. And that is why I have such negative stories to relay. And not
I,
negative necessarily, but life lessons. I will admit that because it happens too many times in the past, and
a lot of us guys do, Jay. I don't think that's. I
no,
understand what you're saying,
what
and I
I'm
get
saying
it.
is that I don't want to circle back to say, oh, all women are alike, or something, because you know how they're going to twist the words. I'm going to make it very clear that I do notice my shortcomings, and my shortcomings is I seem to be attracted, or seem to attract the
Right,
wrong women sometimes, not all the time, but not more often than not, a good chunk
right.
of the time. That is part of the reason why the nice guy in me has been whittled down to this. So I will admit that poor choice of women some of the times, more often than not. But I am saying, but you see, I mean, you're co-signing everything I'm saying about this. But what exactly? How do you feel about this? Really, you know, you see a girl, you like her. She's like, you might go out a couple of times. She's like, no, I'm not digging you, but I want to be friends.
I've had it. Well, I mean, in my time when I guess I could say I don't remember exactly what year. I can't pinpoint it, but
Sure.
um, I do remember a moments in time where I had the notion of, oh, I like this girl, whatever the case may be, and the number was gotten, and then we talked. It was on the phone, the late night conversations, all that bullshit, and
He's like, talking, dating, schmoozing, that bullshit.
yeah, so all that
Oh
rigor
my
bullshit.
god.
Like,
Now,
and
he can say that now because the man is engaged, so he can call it that now. So
well, speaking of which,
he's earned his right. What?
side note, we need to. There's some good news happening around either February or April, and it's happening very fast. So we're gonna talk about that. Sorry,
You're,
ladies and gentlemen,
you're
me and
ending
Jason talk
you're
about
ending
that.
the engagement in April.
Yeah, but not what you think. But it's good. It's really good news. But I'm the stuff we talked about marriage and
Uh huh.
about cost of marriage.
Okay.
It's along the lines of that, and we talked
So
about it.
so so the podcast ruined your engagement. Gotcha. Carry on. Look at his face. I'm sorry. If you guys are listening to us,
I'm not gonna say anymore. Yeah,
so,
I'm not gonna say
so
anymore.
this particular, remember this timestamp, 41 minutes. Check out his face on the YouTube recap. That was hilarious. But okay, carry on. So again,
So there
woman,
was there
woman's gonna
was
date you. She says, "Listen,
yeah, there was a moment in time where I've had similar situations of, oh, I thought that we were just gonna do the friends thing. My reaction, seeing as how I was a little bit younger, back then, I really didn't go ahead and like take it. See, even though me and my co-star are like incredibly similar in many ways, there are a few holes here and there that makes us different. And I think one of them
is that he's white.
And well, that's the biggest hole of them all. But one fucking asshole. One of them is that when situations like that happen or occur, I really take it. For some reason, I felt like I didn't take it as a serious life-ending thing. Not saying you did, because I know you don't. Right. But I took it as like, oh, okay, well, and again, me and you were.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can see a girl saying, you know, Jill, you're a great guy, but you're a little too white for me. I'm not digging the blonde hair. Let's just be friends. I could just see you say, oh, okay.
But no.
Sorry. I literally pictured this. I don't know why I pictured an IHOP. It's you at an IHOP with a chick, and she just said,
"What are you an IHOP for?"
I don't know. When you said okay, the entire scenario played in my head, and I saw you with your shit-eating grin, blonde hair, no facial hair, wearing a crappy ass hoodie. And
wow! My God. Can I get that looks good on me? No facial hair at all. I think I've had facial. Honestly, I think I've had facial hair the moment I came out of my mother's vajayjay. That's what it feels.
You have facial hair at the Silver Gull.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, like I never had a problem with facial hair ever.
I guess you did, but I'm saying that you said way back when, so I'm going to assume it was back during the Golden Gull age. So, carry on.
Yeah, this was back. Actually, it wasn't that. This was like a moment in time. I'd say anywhere between 2014 to 2015 to 2016. So it wasn't that long ago. Actually, it's actually very recent. And this was before blah blah blah. So
I like blah blah blah.
Yeah. So anyway, but the thing is that I took it as a, oh, okay, no problem. I mean, that's fine with me, but I'm not going to be your friend. And I completely.
So hold on. So you. Sorry. Now I picture the end of it. She says let's be friends. You said, oh, okay. You get up. And as you're walking out of the IHOP, you're doing this.
And I leave her with the bill.
Pretty much. You're wiping your hands clean. Oh, that is so funny.
I leave her with the bill, and I'm like, go ahead and pay my bill for pancakes, you motherfucker. But
oh my God, dude, that was so funny in my head. My imagination is ridiculous.
No, but I was like, I flat out said, because I'm a very big advocate of, and you talked about this many times. One, I do not want to be friends with exes, period. This is just my thing. There's nothing for us to talk about. I literally put my dick in you, and you want to
sometimes.
Right, but I can't see that. It just doesn't register with me how some people can be friends. Look, if you're friends with your ex, and I'm not talking about your son's mother or your daughter's mother or whatever, or vice versa, that's different. I'm talking about like,
I think that would be even more weird, but okay.
It would be weird, but exactly. But I'm talking about like, you've never had kids with this person, and you were in like 2 to 5 year relationship, and then in some miraculous, unforsaken reason, it ended, and you guys want to be like for 2 to 5 years. I've been with for 5 years. For example, I've been with you, and we've shared all these intimate moments, romantic moments, went on trips, bonded with my kids or whatever, if you even have any, bonded with my family, and almost got you pregnant like several hundred times, and you're gonna sit here and tell me.
Is this a personal story? I mean, you went way far.
No, definitely not a personal story. Just a complete example. I don't think. No, but it kind of is, and it is the whole thing with the being friends with the exes. I'm not a fan of that. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how long we've been together. I do not believe in being friends with your exes. It just causes trouble, drama, and it's just something that I just don't there's nothing that we've talked about. There's not, what the fuck? We gonna, oh, how's your mom? Fuck you. My mom is fine. Stop asking about my mother. Like, I don't want to. You lost that privilege to ask about my mother when you left me, or vice versa. Right. You don't have this privilege no more of asking about my family. Go. Like, I don't want to hear that. But in regards to like the first moments of being in that friendship thing and whatever the case may be, I could flat out say, well, you know what? I'm not going to be friends with you because I had these feelings that were different and or more than friends. You expect me to continue? I'm a flat out communication person. No, I don't want to do it. Delete my number. Have a nice life. Sure. Like, I do not care, because at the end of the day, Jay, and I realized this over many years, no one really at the end of the day, no one is really gonna give a fuck about your feelings but you.
Oh yeah.
And
oh my God, yeah, preach.
And if you don't take care of your own mental sanity, no one else is going to do that. So why the fuck am I going to keep on screwing myself up mentally because you want to stay around me for your benefit? Because
that's exactly, to put it full circle, why I say no, I don't want to be your friend. Exactly, because right. If you really like the person, or you even have any feelings at all, that's torture. Why would you willingly torture yourself and have to hold back feelings while being around someone like that? That's exactly it. You're absolutely right.
That's my thing, man. Open communication, direct to the point. I don't give a shit how you feel, because clearly you didn't give a fuck how I felt when I was giving you all these signs and these gifts and these dates and blah blah. I clearly don't give a fuck how you feel. So I'm not a mean person. I'm not a mean guy, but I need to look out for me.
And it's funny that you and I, when we take these very hardcore rational stances, we have to do a disclaimer saying, "Oh, we're not being a prick. Oh, we're not being harsh. Oh, we're not being," because that's how it's going to be taken. In reality, you're just looking out for yourself. You just have your own opinion. It's how you feel. But it's funny because you did it too, and I did it a couple of times this podcast. We have to soften our hardcore razor's edge stance by saying, and by the way, women is more than allowed to not like us. Okay, that goes without being saying. Why do we have to put these disclaimers? And because we feel like we have to, because as being nice guys or former nice guys, we know that being this rigid will come off as hostile. It'll come off as angry or petty, when in reality it isn't. It's just a stance you're taking, and it's a stance you're taking for yourself, and like you said, for your own peace of mind. And there's nothing wrong with that. Same stance that a woman is taking right now, when it comes to a guy or something. It's your own peace of mind. It's your own preference. It's what you like. And why I have not heard a woman apologize for why they don't like a guy. They don't like them. Yeah. They'll soften it by saying, hey, I know you're a great guy. Okay, why aren't you dating me? Don't give me all that.
All these dumb excuses. Oh, because it is, and that. Just say,
no, I'm not digging you. Not digging you like that. That's it. Moving on.
Yeah, a peace of mind is so hard to come by nowadays. Not try to lose your fucking mind. You need to obtain that peace of mind. You have to. It's a necessity. You have to obtain that, especially when you're dealing with fucking people out here about dating. I mean, it's like that's the most. Dating today is the most absurd, dumb fucking thing I've ever heard of before lately.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
It's just
how ridiculous dating has become now.
It's horrible. And I'm not saying that because I'm about to get married. I love my fiance. I love her to death, because even though we butt heads and fight all the time, we get each other, and it's like we can come back to each other and act like nothing ever happened. Talk about it if we need to if we need to talk about it. Come back. We gravitate towards each other on a different level. And I'm not trying to say that people should have what I have. I mean, I would hope people try to obtain that, and I hope they do get that. But not everybody has that or will have that. But I just the whole idea of, if you do want that or you're trying to get that, just be fucking real with certain things, man. Like, open communication is key. The common sense bullshit things, communicate, be honest, blah, blah, blah. Like, just do what you have to do in order to keep that person by you if you like that person. And don't bullshit or beat around the bush. I don't like you. I do like you. Period. That's it.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how much simpler things would be if you just, you know...
it would be... Oh, man. It would... It's actually... Maybe not, because I probably wouldn't have been with the person I'm with now if things were that simple.
Interesting. Interesting. And that we're going to say that for another time. We're going to wrap it up here because... we went 23 minutes over the time we wanted to because we had tangents about the absurdity of modern dating and Joe's opinion on being friends with your exes. And I throw it out there to you guys, the audience, gentlemen, ladies, if you want to. What is your opinion on this? Should a man have to accept your friendship if you reject them? And gentlemen, you know, do you agree or do you disagree when it comes to you know, being friends with a woman after she's rejected you if she offers friendship?
Right.
What is your opinions? I'd love to hear this. You can email us at lastofthenicesguys@yahoo.com. And I mean, it's time to discuss this. Definitely time to discuss this. It's a very interesting topic that I've been dying to get to this topic. So I can hear from you guys.
20 minutes overtime was well worth it. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely well worth it. So with that being said, email us. Let us know what you think. And again, if you disagree with us, you know, of course, we're still gonna read it because, you know, we're not pathetic or sad.
And we're gonna say, at the end of the day, if you disagree, like, fuck you.
Yeah, we're very, very secure in our opinion. So that's it for Last of the Nice Guys, episode 7. No, I don't want to be your friend. Joe, take us away.
Yes, so thank you all for listening, and our shameless promotion. Actually, you actually just said it anyway. So yes, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, yeah.
Remember the end recording is you stay tuned to the end. That has all our social media, so you can just tell them to, you know, stay tuned to the end, and if you want to contact us on our social media.
I always wanted to ask you the Yahoo account. I mean, the Yahoo email that we have. I wish we had Gmail. That's so much better.
Why did you? No, remember I told you that Gmail didn't have Last of the Nice Guys.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Because originally I wanted all the social medias to be Last of the Nice Guys. Then Instagram didn't have it. Twitter didn't have it. And I'm just like, shoot. So I was like, fine, let me find you know, Yahoo had it. But then like now that all our other social media is Last Nice Guys, I should have been like, shoot, lastniceguys@gmail.com. But I was so intent on trying to find Last of the Nice Guys email before realizing whether I could get Last of the Nice Guys for social media, and I couldn't. So that's the reason why. Maybe I'll change it to lastniceguys@gmail, but I like the Yahoo.
Yahoo's fine, yeah. But honestly speaking, I just want to know because
Yahoo.
Yeah, don't ever do that again. So on the Instagram, at the Instagram, you can find us at Last Nice Guys on Instagram. Last Nice Guys, all one word. And if you want our personal accounts, which I'm sure you do, you can find me on Instagram, only Instagram, JoeTarrro. And my
Jason here. If you want the personal accounts, or really pretty much the studio account, it's all brand recognition. It's VibeRev Studios, VibeRevStudios. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You will see some personal stuff there, but you'll see mostly all the things that comes out of my studio, Last of the Nice Guys and beyond. You might even see Joe pop up under a different name in several other productions. You never know. So definitely check it out. Listen, it's been fantastic talking to you, Joe, about this topic. I feel free. I feel light and airy. And thank you guys for listening. So with that said, thank you for your time.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.